Daniel's Sancier has some of the most beautiful views in the country on his doorstep, but lately he hasn't been able to enjoy them as much as he once did.
So when I was told I had prostate cancer, the consultant's lips were still moving, but I couldn't hear any sound coming out. My mind just went into complete shock.
As well as fighting the disease, Daniel's found himself in an unusual battle with his local hospital.
Fearing he didn't have long to live, Daniel started a blog. But what began as a simple diary ended up being a record of his frustrations.
He also detailed his treatment at Cumberland Infirmary.
August the 2nd, my appointment came in the post this morning. They said about 1 to 2 weeks for feedback. This is 5 weeks. September the 26th. I wrote to my consultant 2 weeks ago. No reply. October the 23rd. I've waited more than 20 weeks now, and I've had no treatment.
The waiting, feeling he was being kept in the dark, and the fear that the cancer was growing inside him convinced Daniel that his life was in danger. So he decided to engineer a move to what he believed was a better hospital. They immediately sprang into action, operating within 3 weeks.
I lied and said that I had no relatives in Cumbria, but that I did have family near Cambridge who could look after me after surgery.
How did you feel about telling that lie?
I felt pretty bad about lying, but when it means the difference between you living or dying, which I thought at the time, the lie was easier. And so ending up at Addenbrooke's for me definitely saved my life.
Despite being given the all clear, Daniel remains convinced that other prostate cancer sufferers living near him aren't receiving the same quality of care that they might get elsewhere in the country.
North Cumbria Hospital Trust did agree an 8-point action plan with Daniel to try and improve their service. But Daniel wanted more, so he proposed to continue his campaign for better cancer treatment by handing out leaflets and staging a small demonstration. However, the hospital's response to this took him by surprise.
And you've informed the hospital about your demonstration. What's their response?
I couldn't believe their response. It was this letter from their solicitors.
And what does it say?
If I do demonstrate anything that I hand out at the demonstration, any literature or information, they'll take legal action against me if it's not accurate. They then go on to say that they're monitoring my blog, and if that's inaccurate in any way, again, they'll take legal action.
So it's a sense here they're watching you, that they're looking for you to slip up. I mean, it's quite a threatening letter in that respect.
It's incredible, don't you think? Reading it, you just think, wow, would the NHS send that to a cancer patient?
Despite the demonstration, the hospital say they are among the top 40 trusts in the country, and 94% of urology patients rate their service as being excellent or very good.
There's certainly been no threats made to Daniel as an individual. What's really important to say is this isn't about an organisation taking on individuals from a patient perspective. What is important is we listen to that feedback, we take on board those concerns and we make improvements, and that's exactly what we've tried to do in this case. There are some areas for us to make improvements on. We have a full action plan that we put in place from that investigation, which is now completed. And we've carried those investigations out, and as a result of that made some improvements to the urology service following that feedback.
So Daniel's campaigning has led to some improvements, but he'd still like to see more.
We're all very different people here today, but all with one aim in mind, and that's to make the future better for newly diagnosed people.